This Helldiver 2 update just broke me, and to the point where I even question, do I even enjoy playing this game? But don't get me wrong, the content that Arrowhead brought with this Into the Unjust update is honestly jaw-dropping.
He ain't lying.
The new environments, enemy types, mission, war bonds, all look awesome. I mean, they even added dragons to help fill the dragon slaying hole in my heart. Oh, and they added the sandworm from Dune. Seeing all this awesome content come to the game, I'm like, hell yeah, I want to jump in and play that. Now with hindsight on my side, looking back at this trailer, it was much more of a warning than an invitation. Though my eagerness to play has come with just a mental cost. A cost so high, dare I say, it gives me flashbacks of the creek.
No, don't say that.
But this new battle against the bugs is honestly on a whole other level of pain. And many others are feeling this pain as we barely got over the 50% mark on the mission objective. And that was just gathering samples. We weren't even trying to win the planet. Now I'm all for a challenge when it comes to Helldivers. I feel like the appeal of the game is the fact that you're overcoming unsurmountable odds, countless enemies for the fight of democracy and freedom. This heightened level of difficulty has brought the community to honestly a breaking point where even the fans are asking to have Arrowhead stop making content to spend time to fix the game.
And I'm addicted, so I can't quit.
And this isn't just like internet outrage, a vocal minority just being upset just so they can have upvotes online. Like, these are actual issues happening with the game. I've experienced them as well that definitely need to be addressed, and Arrowhead, the CEO, said they need to get their stuff in order. So right now, if you asked me if the new update for Helldivers 2 is good and you should play it, I would say, well, democracy is always worth saving, and the mere question is a thought crime that needs to be reported to high command. But for real though, we need to talk about Helldivers 2 because, like I said, this is a major situation that's happening with the game that we definitely need to talk about. The gameplay mechanics, the balancing, and of course, those bugs. So if you want to know everything, make sure you stay tuned throughout the whole video to understand all the details. Spreading the message of managed democracy is time well spent, though the beautiful words of freedom can only bless the ones who hear the sweet hymns of Lady Liberty. That's where you come in, soldier, to expand the reach of Super Earth against the oppressive force of the YouTube algorithm. Support this video with any hype points you can spare. But for real, there's actually a cool thing with like this hype feature now within YouTube that, like, if you're a content creator under 500k subs, you can get hype points that kind of help push that video in the algorithm. So if you guys like the video, hypes, likes, and comments, you know, always appreciated. So to give you the true context of what it's like to play Helldivers right now, we kind of have to take a couple steps back. Not too far back, just talking about the ODST update and how awesome that was. Trust me, this ties into the main point of the video. So of course I jumped in to play the ODST update. I mean, it's Halo. I'm a huge Halo fan, and Halo and Helldivers seems to blend so well together. But it was amazing seeing Helldivers come over to Xbox, bringing a whole new audience in with that amazing crossover ODSTs, which of course I had to get. Going as far as saying that the console wars are over and everything's just amazing and fun and we're just having a great time over Helldivers. I mean, it brought so many people back to the game and so many people to the game in the first place that even one of the developers flexed the 500,000 player count that came to the game. And at the time of making this video, the game is currently sitting at the top 10 of Xbox. So we're all one big happy family, and then Arrowhead comes out going like, hey, by the way, new season update with a bunch of crazy stuff that showed that somehow Helldivers 2 just keeps getting bigger, and bigger in ways people don't actually like, but we'll get into that later. The new enemy types of like the dust bugs and the rupture terminids and stuff like that is awesome. The cave system is a super cool new thing. It brings new objectives which involve huge explosions, which who doesn't love that? The oil rig protection mission is actually a lot of fun too, especially getting on top of that turret. You get to blow some stuff up. Like that, you stupid ass dragon. There we go. And then you had like the dragon roach, which is literally just a bio titan that flies in the sky, which is just wild, giving you a chance to kill dragons before Elder Scrolls 6 ever releases. And of course the Hive Lord, which is just insane that they're able to pull something like this off. And like I stated earlier, it's effectively like the sandworm from Dune, which I just love how this game just constantly pulls from movie media, like action movies and stuff like that, to really kind of give you that crazy power fantasy. I also love what they did with the planets and adding the gloom to them. Like, this is what Hellmire looked like before the gloom came to it. And Oshaune, man, I mean, that planet, it feels like I'm playing like raid level difficulty, like Destiny stuff, but I'm not really able to get the rewards from playing such high level difficulty stuff. There's a bit of an issue happening there. But the cool thing about these newer worlds, right, and playing against like these different types of terminus, is that it kind of rejuvenates the experience of Helldivers through the limitations of what these worlds have to offer, what the Gloom has done to these planets. Now, I'll agree that there are meta builds between each faction, right? If you're trying to completely optimize your experience, going to Helldiver level 10 kind of stuff, like, yeah, run with some meta builds and stuff like that. But if you're kind of more of a casual fan who just kind of wants to jump in and play some crazy stuff, you've always been able to play how you want with whatever stratagems, and you might not be the most effective you possibly could be, and feel like you're attributed to the battle. Like, personally, I like to play with things that are effective, but ultimately what are just fun to use. Because creating giant explosions, calling in these massive lasers, and creating giant fields of burning napalm is fun. But I feel like on Oshaune, no fun is allowed. As in, the loadout that you bring into this world needs to be the best of the best of the best. Though I will say it is fun and a different type of challenge than we typically have in Helldivers 2, where you really have to focus on having the best loadout possible just to survive. Like getting kind of sweaty in Helldivers 2, which seems kind of antithetical to the design of the game, but it's a fun change of pace. I've watched tons of YouTube videos and tutorials of trying to figure out like what's the best loadout you could possibly have in Helldivers 2. There are so many things to take in consideration with this Terminid faction that like you can't account for it all. You have multiple types of aerial attacks, crowd control, large armored enemies, long range, close range, and also my stratagems might not be available throughout the entire mission. And like I stated earlier in the video, that I'm all for a challenge. I think that's part of the fun of Helldivers 2, is overcoming these insurmountable odds to defend democracy. But there's a difference between a challenge and straight punishment. And Arrowhead has even doubled down on that punishment. Just look at like the dispatch right here. Like, come on guys, like, you don't have to be so mean where like you have to increase the recharge time of the Eagle Strike, and also the extraction adds an extra 50 seconds. And then later on they did add a thing where resupplies only give you 50% ammo. Like, we were not supposed to complete this mission at all. I have a feeling Arrowhead was just watching us on the screens struggle along, just being evil. And this is where I genuinely do believe this, that these sand terminids are honestly more difficult than Malevelon Creek. I know, I'm sorry. I know you guys are still getting over your trauma of the Creek. Trust me, you know, I was for a while there as well, but I do honestly believe that Oshaune might be the most insane difficulty we've ever had in Helldivers 2. Because with Malevelon Creek, you just had to like win the planet back, right? Just kick ass, extract, and do well. Oshaune, you just had to get samples and extract with those, and we didn't even come close to getting samples. But when you think about the Creek versus Oshaune, like the Creek is a different situation, right? Like the game was relatively new. People haven't really figured out the meta at that point, right? We didn't have the weaponry then as we do now. Super Helldive wasn't even available as a difficulty. But increasing difficulty just adds more enemies. It doesn't make him tankier, right? So we've fought off harder enemies since the Creek because of the power creep that comes with all these kind of games. And the objective was just to win the planet back. And even though we initially lost, I'm not trying to downplay you brave soldiers out there on the Creek fighting for your lives. I appreciate your efforts, but we did eventually win the planet back. Where Oshaune, all you had to do was just extract samples, which sounds simple enough until you realize how hard it is to actually stay alive on the planet to be able to even extract in the first place. And the Creek never had a boss that could tank 15 hell bombs. I mean, pay no mind to the just average Helldiver level 10 extraction experience while playing against these Terminids. I mean, it's just absolutely insane what they have to go through just to survive for like 2 minutes in this world. I mean, people even experience 2 Hive Lords at the same time. Like, come on, guys. Like, you're just doing this for fun now. They're torturing us. Now the dragon roaches are a little bit easier, right? You just kind of shoot the wings out, they'll fall out of the sky, right? Right? And let's not forget how agile these creatures are. Like, jeez. Oh, and there's like multiple of them that can spawn at the same time, by the way. And no, yeah, I really do mean like a lot of them can spawn at the same time. And these rupture enemies can be almost impossible to read mid-battle. If anything, they just kind of come out of nowhere and attack you, just kind of just, hey, here's half your health and a stem, gone. Also on the creek, you could use your stratagems the entire time, while in the caves, not so much. It honestly felt like it was raid-like mechanics being brought into Helldivers 2 for the level of difficulty that was in the game. Like, I still feel like it was possible, but you had to really coordinate with the team and really be like optimized with your loadouts to have a chance to get out, which is a cool thing to experience. But when it's so difficult and most people not extracting, it kind of makes you wonder if the whole experience is worth it. Because I was honestly really starting to get frustrated about the difficulty of these bugs, which apparently some of them are actually busted if you're host or off host. We'll get into that a little bit later. But it really kind of made me think, like, is this planet really worth it, actually stressing this hard over to enjoy the game and get the cool rewards, right? Because what's the reward you get for playing Helldivers 2? Well, you earn XP, requisitions, war bond points, and samples. But with the increased level of difficulty you get on Oshaune, like, what do you get for extra that you would get anywhere else, right? Like, you just get pride? Because when the novelty of the Hive Lord, the tunnels, dragon roaches, and rupture hive wear off, I feel like a lot of people will start to wonder, like, why even bother struggling with such unforgiving missions when you can go to some other world or some other enemy type and it's just more balanced and fair. Maybe it's all to earn a sense of pride and accomplishment. Like this Reddit post here really summarizes what everyone's feeling. Some of the difficulties being of spawning on a random game and then landing on the cave of a roof and then you just die because you have to jump off when spawning in, but sometimes you have to spawn super far away. Then the Hive Lord spawns, it immediately attacks, dead. Try to call in various stratagems through the holes in the roof of the caves and then it just lands on the roof and you can't get to it. Now I really felt this next one they bring up, saying that they finally get settled, get all their equipment and carrying the game. Multiple waves spawn right under your feet, causing instant leg breaks, the stun lock, you run out of stems, you try to shoot it off as many hive as you can, but then eventually you do just get overwhelmed and just die. And I had plenty of experiences of trying to call in various stratagems, but then they just fall through a hole and then like, yeah, that's just gone for the next 6 minutes. With this level of difficulty, I end up just kind of sitting there watching the game happen, watching my teammates struggle because we always ran out of reinforcements. So I'm just sitting there going like, yep, that must suck having to be a player down, but I literally just died because I just got out of a pod and instantly attacked. And with this heightened level of difficulty, really showcases the lingering issues that have been happening with Helldivers 2. Now, not one of these single issues will completely break the game, but since there's so many of these little tiny issues laying throughout the entirety of the Helldivers 2 experience, it really builds up to like in a time where you're just like, man, I'm just not having fun. But I also love the honesty from Arrowhead right here, just saying that like, yeah, the technical debt that they're dealing with is crippling and we didn't hit the mark with the Unjust update and they need to get their stuff together is the way I'll just say it for YouTube. Because many people, including myself, have definitely come across these issues. For me, every time I try to drop into a level, the video drops and stutters and lags up and I think I'm gonna get crashing out of the game. But somehow I still land. I've never really crashed, but you really lose that cinematic experience from dropping into a world, which is like one of the cool things about the game. People report no gun audio a few times. I definitely had that happen. People, like I said, reporting crashing. Luckily, I have not crashed, but a lot of people are saying that it's happening. Recently, players found out that on the PC side of things, the game of Helldivers 2 is gigantic. I mean, it's covering up a good portion of your hard drive for really no logical reason, as the game on Xbox and PlayStation are around 35 gigabytes in size, where on PC it's 140. I think this is something that really ties into that technical debt that we're talking about earlier. I mean, that's the size of a potentially 2, 3, 4 games even, or even half a Call of Duty. But something I know everyone is experiencing on Xbox or PC or PlayStation of the frame drops in crazy situations is just kind of getting a little out of hand. Now, when you have explosions and a ton of enemies on the screen, like, yeah, frame drops happen. That's going to be the case, right? Because you have so many things you're trying to render at once. But in those intense moments is when you really need the frames to be there the most. And if you die while you're having a massive frame drop, you feel like it was the game that made you die rather than you being out of position, even though it might even just be the case that you just didn't play that section very well and you died. But while the frame drops were happening, surrounded by enemies panicking, you feel like the game cheated you. Now, there are some non-technical bugs that are also getting in the way, like you can see the ship being in the water, where definitely that's not where the extraction ship should be landing. I had an experience where the extraction beacon was actually underground and we couldn't actually activate the code to be able to get out, and none of us had a hell bomb or anything like that to deform the ground, so we just kind of stood around and died. And those pelican landings can be super janky on other planets as well, kind of clipping through the ground and popping right back up awkwardly. Or right here where this player was pushing with a tanker, and then like a shrieker flies in and just makes the entire tanker flip like crazy and then eventually explode. Like, this is not supposed to happen in the game. This is a bug. That's not supposed to be the case. Like, yeah, I would be pissed about this. And a really popular post on Reddit here will showcase that I've lost my squad thanks to Arrowhead, saying that all the technical issues that they're dealing with, it's just too much. Like, their guys are older gamers, late 30s, early 40s. They only have so much time to play. And when your game is dealing with all these little bugs and issues, no pun intended, it can really affect the experience to make you not want to play. Culminating one of the highest upvoted posts right here, just saying, hey, raise your hand if you would prefer to have them take 2 months with just no content to do a massive bug fix patch. Basically, kind of do what they did with the Buff Divers patch, where it kind of just buffed everything and made it awesome, but do that for fixing the game and making it work. But I don't think 2 months is enough time to really make that happen. Especially with fixing bugs and issues, it takes a lot of time, testing, and play testing, which I think is something clearly did not happen with Helldivers 2 with this Into the Unjust update. Let me show you this big issue that's been going on with the game. Because apparently there's been a disparity between what the host experience is like and off-host experience is like. We see this YouTuber tested out here on host. Almost like no reaction time is available to the host on this game, where the Rupture character comes out, melees them almost instantaneously. There really isn't much you can do with those guys coming from another ground. Like, yeah, you can read that, but there's really not much of a way to counter it, especially if you dive away or something like that. You'll probably have multiple of these Rupture guys coming right at you. I've definitely had that happen and just get instantly annihilated. It just gets really frustrating. But check it out what happens when you're off host, where you can see the hive member coming, jumps out of the ground and misses. And I have a feeling that's probably what the intended experience was supposed to be like. A lot of times I just kind of turn on, like I jump into a lobby and just kind of go search, and then it has people add to the game to me. So I'm experiencing the host experience most of the time while playing against these bugs, which is so much more difficult. Like, at least you're able to constantly stay on the move and dodge the attack, where on host you're just getting absolutely punished. And this is something I think just kind of slips through the cracks when you're just not properly play testing your game. Like, the host versus non-host experience should be something you can easily play test to see if there's any differences to happen. But again, I think this leads back to the technical debt that's currently plaguing Arrowhead Studios and Helldivers 2 right now. And apparently they actually hired a different studio to help out with the recent War Bond that has like Coyote and stuff like that in there, which people have been loving, screaming, please don't nerf, which allowed Arrowhead enough time to focus on the ODST collaboration, which turned out phenomenal there. So at least they're getting some help, which I'm glad they can contract that kind of stuff. But you can definitely see, like, they're definitely releasing things, maybe not as 100% as it should be playing before they actually release out to the public and go, oh yeah, well, thanks for the engagement. But then again, this is the new content we've been talking about. These are the new maps, the new modes, the new experiences, right? This is what people are going to jump in and play. We also have the entirety of the rest of Helldivers to play, which is pretty well balanced, pretty dang fun, and really awesome. Well, yeah, like the new content is the stuff that you want to play, but I think right now it's just not in a good state for people to really enjoy the time playing those, because again, like I felt like I didn't have that much fun playing on this map and modes with this level of difficulty, and the rewards I got out of it, I was like, man, I really could be ranking up, unlocking my things, getting my samples to improve my ship if I just wasn't playing on Oshaune, which got me questioning, like, is it really worth playing this right now? So I think Arrowhead definitely needs to spend some time cooking up updates when it comes to making sure that the balancing is there, the bug fixes are coming, and that these new Hive experiences can be enjoyed properly. Like, I want to take down a Hive Lord, I want to shoot dragon roaches and go into those caves, but with the performance, the bugginess, and the insane difficulty, it's just not mentally worth it for me. I'll go play level 7 difficulty against like the bots or the Illuminate and probably have more fun. Which there is plenty of content to go through that's not Oshaune and Heilmeyer, like all the new stuff. Especially if you're an Xbox player, you haven't really had a chance to play Helldivers. There's so much stuff to play and have fun with, man. It's such a fun game. It's one of the things I love about Helldivers too, that it's like, I've always felt like a game that was designed to be fun. Even though all video games are meant to be fun, but like this game is meant to be just like silly, awesome, over the top, just fun. What has your experience been with the Into the Unjust update, guys? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to use some high points if you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe as always. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.